So we've been using Punnett squares throughout our discussions of genetics problems, and even on this discussion here as well, to determine some things in probabilities of events in genetics. But another genetics tool that is really cool that can actually track several generations all in one picture is called pedigree. And over here you see a pedigree of medieval, one particular European family that in which hemophilia ran rampant. And as you can see, all those big dark square boxes are males that were showing the disease and were hemophilic males. And you also see several carrier females throughout the tree. And this is basically what we called a pedigree. So a pedigree is a picture that shows generations of members and also how the traits are being tracked across generations. So in pedigrees you have these symbols. Now the males are always shown in squares and females are always shown in circles. I think of it as because females have the womb, the vagina, and so that's the circle that I think of. And females are square because they're boring. So anyways, the males or females when affected are going to be darkened. So a darker box means affected. And sometimes they also have half and half like this, which indicates the person is a carrier. And if we're talking about something that is a homozygous, that is a dominant, complete dominant trait, that person does not show the disease. Unless, of course, it's an X-linked disorder and the hemizygous gene happens to be deactivated, it happens to be the protective gene. But anyway, when the sex is unknown, you put something like that, so that would be something like Justin Bieber. And you also have mating between, there's a straight line connecting two members of the pedigree. If there is a consanguineous mating, in other words, either a mating between people who share more than 12% of their blood, siblings, daughter, sister, father, daughter, you're going to have something like that. And whenever you have something like that, incest is going to increase the chances of genetic problems because there's less genetic variation. And so if there are problems in the family and they're all crossing with each other, it's going to increase the problems. And that's what we actually saw in the previous picture that we saw above. A lot of marrying between cousins, which is why the hemophilia gene never kind of went away on that family. Now, if the person is dead and was not affected at the time of death, we just cross out them from the tree. And usually we do that, especially if the person died before having a child. And we also have abortions or stillbirths, where basically children that did not make it, or individuals without offsprings are listed as an ended like this. So these are some of the things, the symbols that show up in pedigrees sometimes. Okay. Now let's look at this, for example. Remember that a square represents a male. A circle represents a female. Those vertical lines means parents being connected to children, which are connected by that bracket. All right, and so these are all siblings and so forth. And there you see it. Now, a circle or a square that is not shaded indicates the person does not express the trait, but a horizontal line connecting male and female means marriage, and a shaded circle actually means that the person is expressing the trait.